You know, every time I try and fire up a stream now, I'm always a little paranoid after what happened last week with Twitch going down. Not only the way it did, but when it did. Ooh. At any rate, what's good, neighborhood? Welcome back to another edition of Warframe Wednesday. I'm glad to have you guys all here, and as soon as this bad boy loads up, we're gonna be getting started. No, this is not the Warframe we're going to be covering.
Adversary, fathom me, find me, and die.
Oh, give me just a quick second. I want to adjust one or two options real fast. Well, one. Mainly the music volume. There we go. Anyway, for today's episode of Warframe Wednesday, which was supposed to have been last week's episode, our crosshairs are going to be pointed right here at Ivara. You see the hood, you see the bow and arrow, you think archer, and you would be absolutely correct. Now, just recently she had her Prime variant released to the public.
Operator, are you enjoying the view?
Honestly, I really enjoy the thematic design for a lot of these Warframes, especially how more of that theme tends to come out in the Prime designs for each one. But anyway, that's enough rambling on my part. Let's get straight down to business. So,
Dictating terms to relevant personages in mining, personnel, and security. This sector has a new master.
hey, what's good, Blue? Good to see you. So, for anyone looking to build Ivara, you're gonna need to go through most of the star chart to get her, unfortunately. But picking up her blueprints actually involves going through the various spy missions that are on the map. Now, in each of the spy missions, your objective is pretty simple. Find the data vaults located in those missions, hack them, get the info, get out. You'll find not only her component blueprints, but her main blueprint as rewards if you manage to open up all 3 data vaults on spy missions of various levels. Lower levels are, basically the different difficulties each hold one of her components. So, in short, you basically pick up... Basically, if you want to pick up the Warframe that is by and large, the best for completing spy missions, then you gotta do it by completing spy missions. Seems kind of backward, I know, but hey. That's how it goes. Let's go ahead and jump over here to the training simulation. Now, her passive ability is pretty straightforward. It's actually an ability that you'll wind up getting mods for very likely long before you even build this Warframe. And that basically makes it so that Ivara, by default, can actually sense enemies within a good radius of herself. It says 20 meters, but I'm sure that can be expanded. So if you've got enemies coming up, you'll be able to pick them. You'll be able to pick them out on the minimap pretty easily. Anyway, once again, Ivara is basically the archer Warframe. If you're looking for a Warframe, even more so than Ash, if you're looking for a Warframe that works well as an infiltrator type, this right here is going to be your best bet. Right out of the box, she starts off with the ability Quiver. In short, much like Hawkeye, she has a selection of trick arrows she can choose from. By the time you get the ability maxed out, you'll have 4 to choose from. The dash wire arrow, for example, when you hold down the ability to cast instead of just tapping it, what the dash wire arrow does, or what it's supposed to do, is fire off an arrow which leaves behind a zipline that you can then hop onto and use to traverse the environment. It's usually good for getting yourself up into higher areas without spending so much time on wall running, and get you to a decent angle to make those good shots. The noise arrow, fire off one of those, and of course it'll attract the enemy's attention to wherever the arrow was fired. Good for misdirection. Sleep arrow does what it says on the tin. Puts enemies to sleep. Leaves them open for stealth attacks and finishers from any angle. And last but not least is the cloak arrow. You fire it and you see that ring that shows up? That's the radius of effect. So once you jump down into it, all of your movement is silenced. If you have weapons like, say, a crossbow, or a shotgun, or a rocket launcher, all anything and everything. All of your movement and all of your weapons are silenced when you're in the radius of the cloak arrow. Moving forward to her second ability, once you level up, once you level her up to rank 3, I can English, honest. Once you level Ivara up to rank 3, that's where you get the Navigator. What the Navigator does is that the next arrow you fire, the next projectile you fire, you can manually control it. And if your rounds have punch through, then, as you just saw right there, you can control its trajectory and keep it going until it punches through as many enemies as it can. Navigator's on. Fire. Now, if I were a lot better at controlling that arrow, I'd be able to get some pretty interesting damage formations off of that. And Yahtzee. You get the idea. Once you get to rank 5, moving forward to her next ability, Prowl. It halves her movement speed, turns her invisible, and allows you to pickpocket items. Once again, really useful for spy missions, and of course, you know, the more energy you have, the more energy you can generate, the longer you can stay invisible. Now, if you actually make contact with any enemies, it won't break your stealth, but it will actually alert enemies to start actually trying to look for you, which can cause them to set off alarms, so you still gotta be careful. You still gotta play it safe. Now, there are certain ways to actually increase your movement speed, like, of course, you know, actually using the dodge to roll and get to places. You can also double jump and roll, basically, you know, the traditional Warframe wave jump. Sorry, the traditional Warframe wave dash. However, if you slide, or if you actually go into sprinting, that'll break your stealth and end the ability early. Sometimes it's a good idea, other times not so much. Once you get her to rank 10, that'll open up her final ability, her ultimate ability, the Artemis Bow. Now, just like Mace's Peacemakers, just like Wukong's Iron Staff, just like Excalibur's Exalted Blade, the Artemis Bow is a ultimate weapon that's unique to her. Now, the Artemis Bow takes on the properties of whatever mods you put on it once you rank her up enough, but it also copies, in some instances, it also actually copies the mods and abilities of whatever primary ranged weapon you've got equipped on her. Tap to fire and you get a vertical spread of arrows. If if you charge the shot, delay it, and then let it go, the spread turns horizontal. Decent damage, and of course, it spends energy for each set of arrows you fire. And of course, you can use Navigator on exalted arrows as well. So, putting together combinations of various abilities with her can make for some, interesting shenanigans, needless to say. Now, there are a few mod augments that you're definitely going to want to pay attention to once you've got Ivara opened up. For example, Infiltrate. Ooh, excuse me. Now, Infiltrate is definitely the mod to go for once you get Ivara opened up, because that's going to allow her to not only move faster when she's invisible, but it'll also give you a shot, well, not give you a shot, but it'll also make it so that you can actually pass through laser barriers and not trip alarms that way. Better, more efficient stealth gameplay, just through one mod and one ability. Alright, so yeah, if you want a good stealth build, no matter what you're doing with Ivara, Infiltrate is definitely going to be the cornerstone of said build. But as for other mods that are actually going to be pretty useful, Power of 3 could definitely come in handy, especially for using cloak arrows. But you're also going to want to take a look at Empowered Quiver as well. Another great thing about the sleep arrow is that, of course, enemies that are put to sleep take additional damage. And that includes with weapons like the Artemis bow. Hang on. There we go. way there was just a brief example of, putting all of Ivara's abilities together. Or multiple abilities. But now let's pop out of here and go ahead and take her into a live fire mission. So what we're going to do right here... You know what? I know what I'll do. I'll show you guys exactly what I'm talking about in terms of trying to pick up Ivara's blueprints by going through the spy missions.
Your mission is to break into enemy data vaults and
So.
steal any intelligence files you find.
The Grenier deteriorate over time. Is that what makes them violent?
Now, one of the really great things about Prowl is that a lot of the time when she pickpockets enemies,
Be on the lookout for increased security measures.
she tends to pickpocket them for energy orbs as well. Which is, of course, insanely useful because the more energy you pick up, the longer the cloak stays active. Now, of course, I'm pretty sure that I'm about to lose the cloaking. Largely just because my energy stores aren't the best right now. Yeah, I'm almost out already. Doesn't mean I can't still play a pretty solid stealth game, though.
Attack us, and we'll counter.
That's probably the first time I've been spotted all mission and haven't had any
Keep going.
energy to
Nobody
cast
knows you're here.
any
The
energy to
target
cast
console
Prowl.
is nearby. If you trip the alarms now, the enemy will start destroying data.
Okay, so we're gonna want to go over here. Now, there is a laser down here, so I cast Prowl, drop down,
Excellent work.
and nothing
A
gets
clean
me.
extraction with no alarms.
And just to be on the safe side, we'll get rid of that. Oh, and you see how on the mini-map, how I'm already getting red arrows? I'm already getting the red arrows depicting enemy locations, and also their alert status. Bye-bye. Alright, let's put Prowl back up. Drop those map scramblers. I'll steal that mod from you. Was it worth it wasting that time? Some would say not, but it was fun. Okay, I think I know what this one is.
You're nearing the console. Trigger the alarms now and start destroying the data.
Yep. Hey, what's good, Andre? Good to see you. Been good, just, just doing my thing. Okay, let's put Prowl back up. If it's only for a few seconds, should be just enough.
Data
There we go.
extracted. Won't even know it's gone.
Okay, so really quickly, if either of you guys might be able to, help me out with this real quick, I'm trying to brace a little bit of change today. I mean, you know, I still got the weekly goal, but for today in particular, I'm trying to pick up a couple things to help me do some work around the house. You know, I'm slowly building the streaming space. But a lot of what I need is going to be, you know, some hardware essentials. this. Let's get over here to this last. Oh, that one spotted me. Yeah, let's get over here to this last data vault. That is an excellent question.
Your console. Trigger the alarms now, and they will start destroying the data. Excellent work. A clean extraction with no alarms. We have everything we came for. Get to extraction.
And there we go. And this mission was made all the easier. Made all the easier thanks to using Prowl. With, of course, with the Infiltrate mod on it. Now it's just a matter of making my way out. And dropping a few sacks of potatoes along the way. And you see how, like I mentioned earlier, bumping into enemies actually, causes them to go on alert. So it removes your ability to, perform a stealth finisher. And of course, killing one enemy in front of another would do that too. But otherwise, if you like your missions nice and
I
quiet...
take your coins as easily as I take your life, your power, your joy.
I'm starting to wonder if what you mentioned right there wasn't a glitch in the game itself. Because from what I remember of Oliver playing that one, there were some issues. Oh, wait. Let me check the last mission results there. Didn't pick up any of the blueprints that time. But, as you can see, like I was saying earlier, if you like your missions quiet and you want to just get in, hit the objective, get out. You know, maybe even use her stealth to, you know, help level her up fast, then that's a good way to go about it.
Operator, you have remembered well how the Tenno arm themselves.
However, if you want to go just absolutely mad and just... If you want to go absolutely mad and just rush into a battle with, you know, arrows blazing, putting everything into the dirt, then, you know, there is a way to actually, you know, build to strengthen her abilities in addition to that. I wonder if I can make use of that power of 3 augment. Nah, I'll stick with what I got for now.
The sector is under control. Resistance crushed. Troops, begin optimizing the local workforce.
Actually...
Orders has been counting stars, Operator. All accounted for.
Let me jump over here. Morning, Riona. Chop, good to see you both.
Eliminate all corpus.
Now, unfortunately, since I'm streaming right from the PS4, I don't have access to turning on the closed captioner this time.
Eliminate all corpus threats. My intel suggests there are rich enemy supply caches in the area, but I am unable to pinpoint their exact location. Search them out if you are willing to shoulder the added risk.
Okay, let's drop that. There we go.
That was a close one.
So to cover the basics with Ivara, she's easy enough to build for stealth gameplay, but she's also pretty fun when you're building for just raw power and long distance damage. In short, sleep on Hawkeye. There we go. There we go. Okay, where are we? There we go. I wonder if I'll be able to use my dash wire from all the way over here. Let's find out. Yes.
Betrayers. My partners and I have been working on a new project. And I wanted you to be the first to see my amalgams.
No thanks. Don't want to see him. Oh no! that's done. Okay, I think I got all this cleared out. Seems we've got some guests down this way. Uh-oh.
Attack us, and we'll counter.
Whoa. No. Alright, let's turn on Prowl again. Make this a little quieter.
Hold up. Detecting glass resonance. It's close.
The enemy is broken. Well done. Now get to extraction.
There's less than nothing left of who they once were. They're tough, but no glass is unbreakable.
There we go. And that right there is what makes doing all this worth it. Alright, let's bring this mission to a close. And that right there That right there is the, I guess you could call it the two sides of the coin that is Ivara. The ultimate stealth warframe, which, of course, you unlock through being good at stealth missions. But when it's either stealth gameplay or full-on offense, Ivara's got a lot to work with. And of course, as I mentioned earlier, her Prime variant actually just released. Well, just released recently. And this is what her Prime setup looks like. You know, they really went all in on the whole aquatic wildlife motif. In particular, with the standard, you could almost say she has a more frog-like appearance. But here, it's definitely more of a jellyfish.
Stand by while I analyze the intelligence profiles of the Grenier. Error, not a number. Did the operator enjoy this witticism?
Well, let's go ahead and... Actually, I just noticed something.
Your chosen warframe suits you. Ha, ha.
I've got something waiting for me in the foundry that's finished. And I don't have the room in my inventory for it. Rats. Well, I guess it'll be about time to, sell something off. It's got the dark dagger. It's got the dark sword, but I haven't really been using that much, even for mastery. Sure, go for it. That's a really good question, and, I guess really the simple answer is just... The simple answer is that the length of a game really doesn't matter to me. I don't really have a preference as far as, whether or not a game is long or short. Especially that, more than anything, what can really determine the length of a game for me is more, it's really how much I can get out of what's there in the game itself. I mean, hell, if you were to just play straight through Warframe, you could conceivably do it in the space of maybe 6 or 7 hours if you're just, burning through the star chart and playing through all the content, skipping the cutscenes wherever applicable. You could probably do 6 or 7 hours. You could probably do 10. Yeah, I would say closer to 10 hours, because this game is still relatively large. But I have been playing this game for at least an hour a day for over 600 days, almost 2 straight years worth. And again, it's just because there's enough here that I can get a lot out of it. I mean, hell, I literally just finished picking up a new weapon that I had finished crafting. And I am going to put said weapon on this bad boy right here. Where is it? There we go. Look at them maulers. Okay, so what do I want to do with this build? Exactly, and you want to know some perfectly good examples of, comparatively short games, and I mean like short games? Metal Gear Rising. Now, you could, like, if you really committed to it, you could drop Metal Gear Rising in an hour, maybe 2 hours. In fact, there's a trophy, I believe, or an achievement for completing the game in, like, under an hour. Or I think it was under 2. While that's a short game, yes. It's also incredibly fun. Okay, just really quickly. Yeah. We'll go here real quick. Alright, so before I bring this Warframe Wednesday stream to a close, gotta test out the weapons. Random mod just floating behind me. Alright, and that's gonna do it for this week's Warframe Wednesday. Again, if you guys can help me out in any way, shape, or form, there's the Streamlabs donation link on the Twitch page. Any help would be very much appreciated. This is going to be going towards hopefully helping to improve the stream setup, but also just to, again, to keep the stream going. But until next time, just as with the last few days, I'll try and broadcast some more later on today. But until next time, you guys have yourselves a top-notch Wednesday. Stay good, neighborhood.